What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to another Where Wins Meets video. This one's going to be a very quick video. We're just going to quickly go over the gear arsenal system that just unlocked with the recent breakthrough. So what you'll want to do is go ahead, come over from develop, go over to arsenal, click on level 41 arsenal. And now if you watch my previous video about gear tuning, here is where you're going to want to put that gear that you tuned in. And as you slot them in, you'll see this bar actually goes up. Once this bar is fully filled, you will know. I wanted to make sure I didn't put this in before I made this video so we can do this all together. So I come in here, again, come over to develop, gear, arsenal, level 41 arsenal, and then just go ahead and store in arsenal all of your older gear. I'm still missing a Greaves, so I don't have a Greaves to put in here. But you'll see as I store more and more gear, the tier goes higher and higher, giving me more and more stats. And now I have maxed it out. I'm at tier 6, which is full mastery. So we can just go ahead and just throw these in here just to throw them in at this point, because we're max stats here. Now, once we go ahead and break through 56, we will unlock level 51 arsenal. Once we break through 60, we will unlock level 56 arsenal, and then so on and so on. This, as you go ahead and tune and upgrade your gear, like I have this gear here, I will farm the Hawkwing set. Once you go ahead and farm your gear, go ahead and put it back in the gear arsenal, and that will give you some extra passive stats. I believe 51 will give us some extra HP as well. So, okay, guys, and there's a couple of things that I actually want to talk about here as well that I didn't talk about in the initial posting of this video. So I'm going to add that in this part of the video here. When it comes to switching the path here and what these actually do, this is dependent on the weapons that you're currently using. If you see the improvement guide, I'm sure a lot of you have seen videos about the improvement guide and the pairing that they necessarily recommend. You'll see that this arsenal is what they recommend for you to use with these specific pairings, because they scale your combat power and damage a little better than just going max physical or min-max physical attack. So when you're coming here to the arsenal and you want to choose what pass you're using, if you're using the pairings that the specific game provides for you, go with this specific path. If you're using a hybrid build like I am, for example, Nameless Sword and Dual Blades, it depends on which weapon you want to scale more. If you want to scale your dual blades more, if you like using your dual blades more, I would recommend Bamboo Cut. If you want to use your Nameless Sword more and you want to scale your Nameless Sword damage better, I recommend going Bell Strike. Or if you want to use a mix of both and enjoy using a mix of both, you have the General Path that will scale both of them evenly with this physical attack stat. However, if you notice, if I switch over to Bell Strike, I will gain a combat or martial mastery increase by switching over to Bell Strike. Currently, that is because my Nameless Sword is my first sword here. If I swap over to Dual Swords being my first sword, I'll get a bigger increase from switching over to Bamboo Cut. That's just because of the fact whichever sword or whichever weapon you have in your first slot will be the one that the game recommends for you to scale more, because that's the one that the game is assuming that you're using the most. Now, a lot of you may have questions as to what if you want to use your older sets and you don't want to replace them yet with the newer sets. Like, for example, in my case, I want to keep my Frostbane set because I want to keep the extra 2 seconds for my key shield. Once you max out this mastery bar, you can freely come in here and switch to whatever you want here, and you'll notice that I don't lose any of the stats as long as I don't lower my mastery below this bar here. And I'll just slot in this antique. I'll remember that this is here later. And then I can come back here, and then I can just replace my gear with the older gear that I had, albeit I'll lose some mastery or combat power, but I'll still have the set effect here until I get another set effect, another Frostbane set. Or if I wanted to just keep using the Eagle Rise set to get the extra combat power, I definitely could do that as well, because these did actually roll really, really well. But it would be up to you there. And once I break through Sword Morph, I'll probably be using the Eagle Rise set, just so because it will be easier to get out those sword waves. And that is it for the gear arsenal. Make sure you come here and enhance all of your stuff as well. Make sure all of this is maxed enhanced. However, if you're using your older gear set, you won't be able to enhance this yet until you actually equip level 51 gear. So keep that in mind. You do want to equip level 51 gear at some point to go ahead and continue enhancing your gear. And this will remain true for every breakthrough going forward as well. As always, thank y'all for watching, and shout out to Coast for letting me know that I did miss a couple of things that I needed to talk about as well. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Be easy, be safe, y'all.